Hello everybody, welcome to another video of, well, cartoons I used to watch in the day. And this time we're going to talk about Ed, and Eddy. Now, as you know, I had talked about this Christmas special not too long, actually it was the one Christmas special. The other one was more or less just I don't know, it was kind of like one, but it wasn't really. And basically, they were about three kids who were basically scamming people out of the money. And it was funny. Oh my gosh. Now, I wouldn't say all three of them always went out of the way to scam people, but usually it was Eddy who would say, hey, let's go scam some people. And they'd go along. So, what was so fantastic about this show? Well, first of all, the animation on it. I mean, looking at it now, it kind of looks dated. But back then, it was pretty amazing seeing this kind of animation. I remember the show. I remember there being a lot of great episodes and a lot of not so good episodes. And I'll talk about those eventually. We'll talk about my top 10 best episodes and my top 10 worst episodes eventually. But the series followed the three. Ed, who was the tall guy, the tall boy of the bunch, but wasn't the brightest one of them all. Ed, or Double D, as he's called, like to be called, who was the brainiac behind it all, and always kept something under his sock. And Eddy, who was the one that always wanted to scam kids. Now, there was they would go on these, they would always trick their friends into giving them quarters. One of the episodes I remember is there's this one episode where Eddy sees a quarter on the ground and it's like stuck, and you see change on the ground. Nobody's claimed it. Nobody wants it. You try to pick it up, and it's stuck there, and he tries everything to pick up this quarter, and it's stuck there by gum of all things. Then there's the episode where Ed is in a bad mood the whole episode. And all this is a tiny pebble. There are some characters I did like Johnny 2x4. Kevin, I was okay with him. I just didn't like how he always said, "Dark!" every time they see him. And I get it. They're not really the popular kids, but come on. The one person I did not like, actually two people I did not like, was Jimmy and Sarah. Jimmy, I don't know. It's just that he was always a crybaby. And okay, let me ask you this: what is one episode where he's not actually trying to get attention, or he's with Sarah? My least favorite episode with him is his friendship day. And again, we'll talk about those episodes. I did my top 10 least, my top 10 favorite and least favorite episodes, and for good reasons. Now, there was a movie called Ed, Edd and Eddy's Big Picture Show. And I'll be talking about that eventually, too. And that movie almost pulled Ed, Edd and Eddy out of the water. But then they said that was a finale. Which they said the one when they become old was supposed to be the finale, but then they went for 2 more seasons. 2 more seasons. You could have just stopped at the it could have stopped at the one where they become old, or just said, "Hey, guess what? We're making a movie about the 3 where they wrap everything up and they become the most popular kids on the block again." There was always mention of Eddie's older brother, and we never got to see him until the very, very, very end of the series. And so it's the movie, and I was like, you know what? It's going to turn out that he's going to be a jerk. And I was right. I was right. The entire movie, they were like, oh, he's going to be so great. He's going to be so happy to see me. But again, I'll talk about that when I do the review of Ed, Edd and Eddy's Big Picture Show. Who knows? Maybe I'll talk about the episodes in part. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys next time. I might do my top 10 favorite and least favorite Ed, and Eddy episodes.